Look, a government with too much debt has two honest options for getting out of debt: cut spending or raise taxes. But nobody gets re-elected by doing either of those things. So they always pick the third option or the fourth option. And those both involve debasing the currency, or in other words, printing. America's done this before, by the way, and there are two speeds to this. There's the slow version and the fast version. The slow version already ran once. So America came out of World War II with a debt to GDP ratio of 106%. And instead of paying it back, they held interest rates below inflation for the best part of 20 years. When interest rates are below inflation, it means that the money you have in the bank earns less interest than you lose to inflation. So you're basically losing money by holding it. And thanks to this scam of the American people, by the mid-70s, the debt was down to 23% of GDP from 106%. And nobody ever paid it off. They just let inflation kind of eat away at it. And the fast version, let's talk about the fast version. Roosevelt repriced gold from $20 an ounce to $35 an ounce overnight, a 69% markup. And with the same stroke of the pen, the dollar lost about 40% of its value to gold. They didn't call it a devaluation, of course they didn't. It was dressed up in legal language about stabilizing the currency, blah, blah, blah. You know, they always do that kind of stuff. So when I say reset, that's what I mean. One morning, breaking news, the president, the treasury secretary, the Fed chairman, they're all stood around one podium. They'll say they're revaluing, they're restructuring, they're modernizing the dollar, probably to include some stablecoin crap, whatever the comms people land on. But really, what they're doing is they're resetting the dollar. Now, fair question, why would they ever do it fast with a press conference when the slow version works without one? Because the slow version needs the bond market to just sit still and take it. America is paying over $1 trillion a year in interest right now on its debt, more than its entire defense budget, and the bond market's patience is wearing thin with this. When the slow version stops working, that's when they start going for the fast version. I don't know when this happened. Nobody knows when, not for sure anyway. But if I have to guess, it would be after the midterm elections, which are in November. Probably in the following months, January, February, something like that. By the way, I put together a free retirement guide, how to retire before 2036, 6 steps, everything I'd do if I was starting again at 40 with nothing. No hype, no nonsense. It's free to grab. There's a link below. Check it out.